Hey guys, good morning. Happy Thursday. Creator Mom Sheena here. So, lately I've been thinking a lot about like what they say about worry. And it makes so much sense about how like worry is literally putting energy and mental focus, all our mental focus into a situation or an outcome that we don't want to happen, right? So we're worried about this negative thing that we seek that could happen and we don't want it to happen. So, yeah, worry is like that, putting all of our emotional energy and focus into that outcome. And I'm like, wow, like that's crazy. Like that really doesn't even make sense at all, right? Like for me to do such a thing. But for some reason, I guess because of living in the world and growing up in the world, it almost seems like such a natural way to think. It seems like such a realistic way to think. That old reasoning mind um, will drag you through the mud. And it's all in our mind, right? And it's funny because this this idea has been such a part of me ever since I was little. Like fighting this idea about worrying, because I remember kind of like telling my mother, maybe I was an older teenager or something like that, about worry. She used to be like, I'll always worry about you. It's just like, but I remember fighting that mentality. So I don't know, I'm just like amazed at myself about how I think that I've had these ideas within me naturally, but I think as of lately, I want to more cultivate those ideas, because those ideas about like not worrying, and then, coming into the church, I'm saying, like casting your cares upon God, like do not worry, it says in the Bible, right? Like don't fucking worry, literally. But we worry anyway. Your Father in heaven knows what you have need of. But people all along my life have, I feel like, have fought me in this mentality and have like accused me of like not caring and things like that. They misunderstood me. But I couldn't really find a lot of words for what I wanted to say. And it doesn't matter even if I found the perfect words, because those people, excuse me, were not willing to hear, right? The Bible says those who have ears to hear will hear. If a person doesn't have ears to hear, they're not going to hear your message. The people who didn't have ears to hear didn't hear Jesus's message. Only those who had the heart and the ears to hear could hear it. So you can't control people. And that's another thing I always fought when I was growing up too, like with my mother, but I didn't know about her personality disorder or whatever. But like controlling people, like you can't control people, you know what I mean? So, yeah, these ideas have always been with me. It's just fascinating. But I think I was made to feel that maybe the way that I was thinking was wrong, you know? But actually, like Amanda Francis says, you were fucking right all along, right? And not in a prideful way. I was right all along for myself. Do you know what I mean? So it's not like, oh, I won. Anyways, so yeah, worry, putting all of our mental focus and energy towards the outcomes that we really don't want. Um, so I guess faith, or whatever, like the opposite end of that spectrum, would be putting our energy and mental focus towards imagining and focusing on and putting energy towards what we do want, the outcome that we do want. Like worry about the outcome you do want, not the one you don't. Put all that worrying energy towards thinking about how you desire things to come out. And I guess that, yeah, the worry just comes from our negatively bent society. And then we focus on the negatives that we see around us and think, this isn't possible for it to come out like the outcome that I want, because this is the way it is right now. But that's not necessarily a good way to think. And that's a lot of times, I think, what people call realistic. Yeah, realistic according to the world of the flesh. If you're not really engaging in the other part of your being, the alive part of your being, the spirit of God and the nature of God within you, let it, resurrect within you, Christ in you, the hope of glory. So to be spiritually minded, oh, scripture's coming to me. Oh, To be spiritually minded is something life, I can't remember. It's Romans 8:6. The mind governed by the flesh is death, but the mind governed by the spirit is life and peace. Be spiritually minded. Being carnally minded, only thinking about through the reasoning of the 3D and the physical world that is like clay anyways around you, that's to go in the way of death, you know. Anyways, I want to implement that and cultivate that in my life. No, we're not going to focus on that. That's putting energy towards what I don't want. Why in the world would I do that? Fine, if it's going to come out like that anyways, there's no sense in me actually putting my focus on it, you know. And then I was thinking the other day too, like, how many things could I put my focus on at once, you know? It's almost like saying, how many things can I manifest at once? Wait, this is put my focus. Anyways, guys, I think that's all I want to say. Let's use our power, our heart energy, which is the only thing we have like control over, to focus and put our energy towards the outcomes that we would love. It doesn't matter, just do it anyway. Why would you, it just like makes total sense. It's like, why would you put your focus on something, you know, that you don't want? So yeah, put your focus on what you do want. And as they say, your internal world can and will reflect on your external world. All right, everybody. Have a wonderful, wonderful Thursday.